No.
Great.
I didn't. We didn't drink at all.
This is professional. We
Yeah.
just work all the time.
Yeah.
Party is working.
Yeah. We didn't sleep, but we didn't drink either. So
We went home and made some more perfect pitches.
So today I get to meet a whole bunch of people who have a whole load more product expertise than any one human being should normally have. And what I'm planning on getting from them is some insights into how I can make my product as good for customers as it can possibly be, and to help me communicate it in a manner that's as clear as it could possibly be.
Well, today I'm looking forward to a lot of the product, well, the panel especially. My background's in product development, so that's especially relevant to me and pretty exciting. And I think we've got some really good panelists, and I think the teams are going to get some good mentoring as well.
I'm a mentor today, and basically I'm trying to impart what little wisdom I have to some startups and sort of share the things that we've learned, and just generally try to be helpful.
Today we've got the people who actually make the stuff that investors want to invest in.
Well, first of all, I'm Ryan from Carsonified, and we have built a couple web apps. One's DropSend, which has gone really well, and one's called Amigo, which has failed, so I've kind of experienced both sides of that.
My name's Matt Jones, and I work for a little company called Doppler, and I'm the designer.
Hello, I'm Matthew Ogle, and I head up the web product team at Last.fm.
Hello, I'm Thomas Mirkus. I'm one of the early Skype employees, and I do strategy and partnerships right now.
I'm Adam Seifer, and I was the co-founder, and I'm the chief product guy at Photolog.com.
We got together as a team of people who really like building things, and I think instead of kind of vision or strategy or anything like that, it's more about finding a question that's going to stay interesting, to motivate you long enough to build something until it gets out there and will continue to stay interesting.
Yeah, if I could change one thing, it would have been to just sort of stay the course and not necessarily let the latest internet trend, sideswipe you, unless it really is core to where you want to take the product and a natural fit.
One of the best ways of hopefully getting there is if you're really involved with the member base and you make them feel like it's worth their time to care about your product and to give you feedback, then they love you forever.
As a really, really important thing, because a theme that came up yesterday was focus. A theme you're hearing from these guys is focus.
It was stunning, I have to say. I was so excited. I love my mentor group. The energy was fantastic. We had people very focused on process from Siebel. We had investors. We had people who had just left, biz dev and eBay. We had marketers. It was, I fell in love not only with the company but with my mentoring team.
A piece of advice I would give to startups in Europe is that they need to be more vocal with their marketing. I think that it's easy to let Americans take over, and it's important to get out there and have an opinion, network as best you can, and not be afraid of the fact that you're European, but actually embrace that.
In the last 2 years, there are far more kind of developer meetups, things going on where people are getting together to talk about problems collegiately, which is really, really good. And that will hopefully continue. So we have much more of a community, I think, at least in London and the UK, and it seems to be in certain big cities like Berlin and Amsterdam and Helsinki also, there seem to be these kinds of developer communities coming together, so that's really encouraging.
There's a real passion among the community because there are more people that are exiting, there are more people that are excited about helping people come up the curve. You see it today. The people here are talking to people who are very early stage. It would be very hard, I think, for the people at the early stage that Seedcamp caters to speak to people who have as much experience and interest as the group that you have here. It's a passion in the European community, and I'm excited about that.
Circumstances, how they think about startups and that, right? And I just think it'd be interesting for them also to talk about what they learn each time they start a new business. Martine started numerous businesses. Brent's done at least a couple that I'm aware of.
The problem is, I really think the bad news is that it's going to be much harder than what happened yesterday. It's a before and an after. and that we don't even know what's going to happen. Probably Goldman Sachs will, even Morgan Stanley, even the largest banks will probably will be acquired by just like what's happening with, so the commercial banks are buying every other bank, and we know the larger the bank gets, the least likely they're interested in getting involved with people like us.
Yeah, that's a good question. The other day I discovered a one-pager I did on it for it in '95, I think. And it was, on that one page was just these sort of bubbles of the types of products we'd sell. And it ended up being pretty much what we did sell. So I think there's a misconception at the last minute. At the beginning was just travel. It was always everything at the last minute. And then the other thing was, I think there is important, basically, to listen to other people. They should help you zigzag towards your vision. But the end goal, you should be pretty firm on.
What's the best piece of advice? Just go at it. Start working. Don't hesitate.
If they're only in beta, don't go using PR. Don't drive people to your site for them only to have an unhappy or an unpleasant experience. Choose very carefully when you start using PR. Make sure that you're ready to go. It's almost flawless, or as flawless as possible. And also know your markets.
The stuff we're doing here isn't necessarily rocket science, but just creating that awareness in that community and making everyone aware that there are a lot of people interested in the same stuff, that there are a lot of people with expertise who are willing to provide it, for nothing and so on, is really useful. So good to see that.